So this topic from this point can be titled Use any circle centered at the origin. Use, that's the subtopic, any circle centered at the origin. Centered at the origin. Okay, so now let me write down, I'm going to write down the entire question. A rescue team, I'll write it down, then we'll read it. Okay, so one person read it now, read it very nicely for everyone. I need volunteer, not Mohammed. Mohammed, you've read enough. Yeah, go ahead, read.
Um, says, use any circle centered at the origin. Question. A rescue team is searching a circular area in a 4-mile radius around their camp. The team travels on a path 30 degrees east of south from the camp. What is their final position relative to their camp?
Okay, so this is a very nice English. So they said a camp is here and 4-mile radius is a circular path like this. Okay, so you can draw a better circle than I did, but at least get the gist that it is a circular path that they are talking about. So, and here is the center. So you can draw your cardinal point, which is your east-west. So this side is east, this side is south, and the upper side is usually the north, and the left side is usually the west. And it says from this camp all the way to any part of this circular path is 4 miles. So now, even if that path is right here, this is still 4 miles. So now, they said if they moved how many degrees? They moved 30 degrees east of south. So basically, this is south, and they move from south going to east, and they cover 30 degrees right here. Okay, so this is basically the drawing. Now, if you look at this point, they want to know the coordinate at this point, and that's what this question is saying. What is their final position relative to the camp? So what is the coordinate here? The x, y, the x comma y. So that's what they are asking you. So in that case, you can trace this. Watch what I'm about to do now. So you can trace this to the y-axis, and then you can trace this to the x-axis, and that will create a triangle. So there are two ways you can solve this. Two ways. So when it creates a triangle, of course, this is the radius of that triangle, and this is 90 degrees, and the x-axis, which is here, the x-axis is the opposite. So this side is the opposite, which is the x-axis. The y-axis, this 4 is no longer necessary because it covers 4 miles. So the y-axis is the adjacent. Okay, so at this point, there are two ways you can solve this problem. Two ways. You may use that what is it called, the chart that I gave you. So I want you to pull it out from your Google Classroom. You may use that chart and locate what coordinates this thing corresponds to, if it is there. So let's do that first. So let me see if I can pull out mine. The chart that I gave is trigonometry reference. Okay, look at it. So I am going to enlarge this. Okay, now I hope everybody can see this very clearly. Can you? Now look at my mouse. So at this point, this is 0 degree. At this point, this is 90 degree. At this point, this is 180 degree. At this point, this is 270 degree. So now if something covers 30 degree from 270, so 30 degree, 270 plus 30 degree is 300. So they are at this point. All right. So now if you look at the coordinates, so can somebody read what the coordinate says at 300?
Square root of 3 over 2 and then 1/2.
Okay, you have to say the x coordinate first,
X
always. So the x is 1/2, the y is negative square root of 3 over 2. You see? So this is the coordinate. So this is probably the easier option. So now, remember, this is a unit circle. So if this were to be 1, the coordinate is, if this radius from here, from this point to this point is 1, and then the coordinate is 1 over half, 1 over 2, comma, square root of 3 over 2. Then, if it is 4, then if it is the radius is 4 as they describe, all you need to do is multiply these coordinates, each of them by 4, and that's it. So now let me go back to the screen. Now we know what those coordinates are now. So let me go back to the screen. Okay, so if it is a unit circle, hold on, please. All right, so now if this were to be a unit circle, which is what I was trying to write, this is 1, and the coordinate here would have been 1 over 2, comma, negative square root of 3 over 2, if it were to be a unit circle. Now, if it is 4 instead of 1, all you need to do, you can say for a radius of 1 mile, the coordinates x comma y are 1 over 2, comma, negative square root of 3 over 2. That's the coordinate if it is 1 unit. Now for 4 mile, it would be 4 multiplied by 1 over 2, comma, negative 3 over 2. So which will give us 4 times 1/2 will give you 2, comma, 4 times this will give you negative 2 square root of 3. And that is your solution.